how will these overnight cues impact our own markets. We have our research team joining us to tell you just that. What's the trade setup looking like, the stocks that are likely to be in the news, and the action in the F&O space as well. First up, let me go across to Hormaz. Hormaz, what is the market setup looking like today?
The market setup is looking very positive, as the Gift Nifty is indicating, and it is kind of expected as well, considering the session that we had yesterday. Now, over the last few days, we've been witnessing that the Nifty has been selling off from the intraday highs. Now, that pattern reversed yesterday. We saw a dip in the initial part of the trading session, but that dip was very convincingly bought into. Now, the Nifty had an intraday low of around 21,737 yesterday, and that recovered almost 200 points from the day's low and closed well above the 21,900 mark. And this happened despite the lack of support from the banking stocks, as the Nifty Bank continues to remain the sore spot in the market because it was down for the third straight day yesterday, and it is continuing to struggle to cross that 46,000 mark, although now it is in that range of 45,500 to 46,000 now. But what has done well though is IT. The Nifty IT was at a record high yesterday, so was the Nifty Pharma, so a bit of a defensive bend coming in there to the market. Both these indices hit a record high yesterday, as did TCS. Now, what levels you need to watch out for? Monday's high will be the key for the Nifty. First up, 21,964 is that level, and then of course the previous record high of 22,126. Some earnings reactions today will come from stocks like Britannia, Navin Fluorine, Nykaa, and Tata Consumer, Nestle, Power Grid and Trent are reporting results today, so we'll keep all of these stocks on the radar as well. Primary market activity is heating up as 3 IPOs open for subscription today, with Jana Small Finance Bank, Capital Small Finance Bank and Rashi Peripherals. The US markets were flat overnight, as you mentioned, but there are some extreme reactions that are coming in. Palantir was up 31% post earnings, but Snap fell 30% after hours because of its earnings miss. The Asian markets are largely positive, barring Japan, and the Gift Nifty is indicating a very positive start. It is trading currently at 22,126, which was the previous record high. Back to you.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Hormaz. Looks like it could be a good day for our markets. Now, let's talk about all the stocks that will be on our radar. Upasna has that list. Good morning, Upasna.
Good morning. First up is Britannia. The numbers were largely in line. The volume growth beats estimates and it's seen at 5.5%. Next up is Navin Fluorine. While the margins were under pressure this quarter, the margins stood at 15.1% versus 27.7% on Y&Y basis, while we were working with a poll of almost around 22%. Next up is Nykaa. The company has showed a good Q3 performance, both sequentially and on a Y&Y basis. The revenue was up almost about 19% sequentially. Next up is JB Chemical. The growth is seen in single-digit revenue growth, but margins expanded sharply on a Y&Y basis, while revenue was up about 7% at 844 crores. Next up is Lupin. The company gets a US FDA approval for bromphenic ophthalmic solution. Mainly, this solution is used to treat pain or swelling of the eye following the cataract surgery is what the drug is used for. Next up is Biocon. The company gets a tentative US FDA approval to market generic anti-cancer medication. That's the reason the stock will remain in focus today. And lastly, Karnataka Bank will also be in focus today, as the bank has received approval from RBI to exercise the call option on bonds. So these are the stocks which will largely remain in focus today.
All right, so those are the stocks on our radar. Finally, Mangnam is joining in with all the cues from the F&O space. Hey, Mangnam.
Good morning. So the Gift Nifty is indicating a firecracker start, and the up move, so the settings of that were visible yesterday as well. The Nifty ended at the high point of trade in yesterday's trading session, and this was led by the Nifty IT. So if you look at both the Nifty as well as the Nifty IT index side by side, you see that it was a big move that we saw, and the Nifty actually did well despite the Nifty Bank not doing well. But in that as well, the interesting positive was that HDFC Bank actually did not do as bad as the Nifty Bank, and in a sense it did not deteriorate as much, and HDFC Bank too ended at the high point of trade. FIIs and DIIs, both of them bought in the cash market. Close to around 1,200 crore worth institutional buying is what we saw. And FIIs bought about 568 crores in index futures too. Now, one would say that why is it that 568 crores is, the number is so small despite the market moving higher? Well, that's because the FIIs actually net bought close to 1,200 crores on the Nifty, and they sold around 681 crore in the Nifty Bank. So if you just take a look at the FII action, they added 7,200 longs and added 5,500 shorts. All the longs were added on the Nifty and all the shorts were added on the Nifty Bank. And that's where the problem pocket is for the Nifty Bank to outperform, and that would lead to the market sustaining at near record highs as well. 21,900 put, that's seen a fair amount of writing, telling you that the support has moved higher to 21,800. Those who had written the 22,000 call covered their position, so they were anticipating the sort of up move in the market itself. For the Nifty Bank, 46,000 on the way up will remain a stiff resistance, given that it is weekly options expiry. And Ashok Leyland, the stock that we pointed out yesterday, has entered F&O ban. So that's something which you have to keep on your radar.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us and prepping us up for this trading day ahead. Only